Long ago in the hills near the Sea of Galilee, crowds gathered wherever Jesus went. He healed the sick, taught with power, and spoke words that touched the heart. People followed him from village to village, hungry not just for food, but for truth. One morning, as the sun rose above the waves, a young boy named Eli set off from his home. He was only 10 years old, but he had heard the stories. The blind could see, the crippled walked, and the broken-hearted were healed by the words of this teacher named Jesus. His mother packed him a small lunch, 5 barley loaves and 2 small fish. She kissed his forehead and said, "Stay close to the crowd and come back before dark." Eli smiled. "I will, Mama." Scene 1. The great crowd gathers. As Eli walked with the others toward the hillside, he felt the excitement in the air. More than 5,000 men, plus women and children, had gathered. They came from every direction, some on foot, some with donkeys, some carrying babies in their arms. Jesus stood on a hilltop looking over the crowd. His eyes were filled with compassion. He turned to one of his disciples, Philip, and said, "Where shall we buy bread for all these people to eat?" Philip looked stunned. "It would take more than half a year's wages to feed this many, Lord." Another disciple, Andrew, spoke up. "There is a boy here with 5 small loaves and 2 fish. But what are they among so many?" Eli looked down at his basket and stepped forward slowly. His heart pounded. What could his little lunch do for so many? Still, he handed it over. Scene 2. The miracle begins. Jesus took the loaves and the fish and looked up to heaven. "Thank you, Father," he whispered. Then he began to break the bread. And he kept breaking it. And breaking it, and breaking it. Eli's eyes grew wide. The bread never ran out. Then Jesus broke the fish, and they too multiplied in his hands. The disciples began handing out food. First to the men sitting in rows, then to the women and children. Basket after basket was filled and passed down the line. Eli ran from group to group, laughing with joy. More bread here, more fish. People ate until they were full. Not a nibble or a taste, but a full meal. Children licked their fingers. Mothers fed their babies. Fathers leaned back and smiled. In scene 3, 12 baskets left over. After everyone had eaten, Jesus turned to the disciples. "Gather the leftovers so nothing is wasted." They moved through the crowd with baskets and filled 12 large baskets with leftover pieces of bread and fish. Eli looked around in wonder. What began as his tiny lunch had fed thousands. He whispered, "How, Lord? How did you do it?" Jesus looked at him with a smile that seemed to see right into his soul. "Because you were willing to give. Even a small gift in God's hands can become more than enough." Scene 4. The crowd reacts. The people were amazed. "This must be the prophet we've been waiting for." Some shouted, "He is the Messiah."